light source reflects up, and there's filtered wheels in here that go through the sensor chamber and it measures bands. And then I know reflectivity over those bands.
Yeah.
And that's what we'll do first before we do a wash. And if it's fine, let it go. If it's gotten bad, then we'll wash it.
Oh, okay.
So we measure it first, and we measure it afterwards to see what the effect is.
On a 747, and man, it's insane to see in person. It's kind of loud out here, but they're getting it prepped. It flew last night over all the way to Ohio from California and back, and then now it is we're getting it prepped. It's going to go on another mission tonight, so we're going to go tour the inside, and we were able to see the mirror coating facility inside that they worked on the mirror. They haven't actually taken it out in since 2008, so it's been pretty good, but I'm excited to go see it inside. Sadly, we don't get to see the telescope because it's they only open it when they're up in the atmosphere, but overall, pretty dope trip so far.
This is the only part that looks like a commercial aircraft, remnant of the days when it actually was flying commercially.
I set up here for takeoff and landing, but I want to be in the back as quick as possible. So, these racks in here, you'll see that this looks like a normal airline, but this doesn't. This is all our power distribution, data processing, and data collection happens out here. And a lot of the stuff on the instrument itself happens at the instrument, but this is the rest of the airplane does all the data processing and power distribution of these racks, including a big storage drive that's in the last cabinet over there. These aren't open, so we can't take a look at it. For a while, you can see we started with the Learjet in 1968, and this Kuiper C-141 in 1975 for Sophia. First flight was 2010, and we did our first science mission in 2012.
Lunchtime, so we're grabbing some lunch and then we're going to go back to the hangar and tour the Big Guppy and a couple other planes that are in the hangar. So it's a good day so far. Looks like a pretty good lunch. I'm happy. So we're in the actual hangar here, and you can see this thing is, oh, it's not even focused. Huge. Right now they're doing a maintenance on it, so that's why it's in this hangar, because it's not normally actually here, but it's insane.
There were older variations of it that did not have a turbine engine. They had a reciprocating engine on them, or a radial engine. But the first model of the Super Guppy, it was just called the Super Guppy, was in 1960 or 61 out here at Van Nuys, California, where it was built at. And so this is the last one. This one was built, actually built in France. I believe still most of the parts, or a lot of the parts, came from here from California. A lot of the elements on the airplane, a lot of the components are derived from a C-97, which was an Air Force tanker airplane. There was also a commercial version that Pan Am had. I don't know how many they had, but it was a Boeing 377. But if you go on the internet, you know, that's really where I learned most of this stuff. I just look up it online, and you can see pictures of that passenger plane. So those parts that I'm talking about are mainly the wing and the tail. And you can kind of see when you're looking inside here, you'll see the original portion of the fuselage from the C-97, and that's also the only pressurized area. So it's really just the the cockpit and then the lower equipment bay that are pressurized. The rest of the airplane is not pressurized, and the way it's designed, it couldn't be. It would be destructive. It's used mainly to haul space hardware, and the reason they built it was that NASA was the target for a couple geniuses to do this. It's not so much the weight; it can't carry a large amount of weight compared to a lot of other airplanes, but it's the size, and so that's the selling point on it. Is it does have a lot of size, as you can see.
We did that for a couple years until about 2007, and JPL came along and wanted to fly a synthetic aperture radar, and that's what's on the bottom of this jet. It's torn down right now; it's a little bit open. You can see it. I'll show it. You guys can get a little close if you want. But this is what we do about 500 hours a year. We have 3 of them, a Ka band pod, an L band pod, and a P band pod. They're all different frequencies. They're all used for different things. 99% of our work is the L band, and we can check any changes on the ground. Anything that's like earthquakes, fault lines, volcanoes, glaciers, anything that can move over time. It could be a day, a month, a year, 3 months, 10 years, and that's what we basically can do. One thing that's special about this airplane, we have a platform precision autopilot on the inside, and if you think about us flying, when we're flying lines for the synthetic aperture radar, we're flying through a tube, like a 10-meter straw. And what this platform precision autopilot can do is it can take our airplane when we're flying, like 40,000 feet, pull us into this tube, and fly down this flight line. It could be 10 miles, 20 miles, 30 miles, 40 miles, or what, and we can stay in that tube like 99% of the time. And what that can do for us is we can go back in a year or the next day, fly that same flight line, go through that same straw. They can overlay those radar images, and they can see down the centimeter accuracy of what's happening on a fault line, X, Y, Z, the glaciers, how they're moving, they're getting smaller, they're getting bigger, that type of thing. So basically that's what we do. We just got back from Norway last Sunday. We were there for a month supporting a rocket launch at Andoya Space Center. And what we were doing, we had a camera system on the inside looking through our right windows, 3 of them. And what we were doing, basically, we were just boring holes in the sky until the rockets launched. We were there to capture it. And there's 4 digital cameras, basically like Nikons, that were controlled through a PC from the operators from Clemson University. And they capture all, they're looking at all these crazy little colors coming out, all these chemicals, and looking at gradients, wind gradients, and stuff like that. So, we're usually on deployment like 75 days a year. The rest of the time we're doing a lot of local missions. We fly about 5, hopefully on a good year, 400 to 500 hours a year. And the rest of the time we're down for maintenance. We're currently down for maintenance. You spend a month in Norway, you're going to break some parts.
So that was the last plane aircraft that we were able to go on today, this big boy back here, and it's been an amazing experience so far to be able to see all of these spacecrafts. I mean, this one over here goes to 70,000 feet, and then seeing this one that can put 30 instruments in it, it's pretty amazing. I'm excited to see what in the next few years will be advanced for these, so that we can explore more of our own Earth along with what's above it, up in space. So.